get it onto the mast, actually there's not enough room. You need to let the whole spinnaker back out a bit more, and so it's not just about letting one side off, it's letting both sides off at the same rate, so that there's enough that the spinnaker moves forward and you can just easily put the pole on at the mast end. So when you've got that person stood at the mast and they're really struggling to get that pole on, there's two things. You're either maybe pointing too close to the wind, or you've got the sheet and the guy down too tight, in which case you want to ease that off. So you either want to go dead downwind to make it easier, or you want to go dead downwind and ease both sheet and guy so that the mast man can get the pole on. So as I say, make it easier for the...
Pete's really strong though, he probably doesn't need to hook it on.
Doesn't need a pole, he just holds it.
My height.
So what's the fifth person do? So you've got the bowman doing the pole, presumably the person in the pit doing with the pull up and pull down in their hand.
And tweakers.
And tweakers. So spinning trimmer doing those.
Do you adjust them during the jigs?
Not through the jibe, no.
Not through the jigs. You pull up and you just leave them alone. They should be, if any, you maybe ease the downhaul off a couple inches just to give yourself some play. But generally you just leave that alone.
Okay.
Well, that 3 inches is what you need to pull back on really easily.
Yeah.
If you would get uphill, downhill marked the positions.
Absolutely, yes.
And then you've got the helm with the main sheet and the tiller, so that's the fifth person.
Someone
do
just
nothing. Reading the book.
Yeah, no, there can be people just kicker or...
But they're facilitating the sheeting of the sail because they're swapping over and taking over from the guy, the sheet man that's got both through the jibe.
As soon as the pole's on and it's all locked in, that person will take the guy off the hands. And
So you guys said correctly.
Yeah. And one thing, if the foredeck person, if they are fishing for the sheet, make sure you don't actually physically hold it. Just have your hand on the outside of it so you can pull it towards yourself. So if you hold it, you're going to stop the person trimming it. So just have it in your hand so that the person trimming it can still ease it in and out, but you can still pull it towards yourself, and it just stops. It just allows the person trimming to be able to keep the kite flying easier. So never physically hold it, just have it in your hand so you can pull it towards yourself.
It's a very good tip.
Possibly let it go means you keep your hands intact.
Yeah.
Or your gloves intact.
What you were saying about marking your sheets, quite a lot of ropes, I noticed that the sheath slips up and down the core quite a lot. So how do you know that? Do you buy special rope which doesn't do that, or how do you know that it's
probably in place if it's doing that? That's probably the reality of that that rope. If it's been a bad splice where you've got either snap shackles or knots or folded soft eyes that's doing that, or it's not been stretched out properly when it was fitted in the first place. It's probably time for replacing that piece of rope if it's doing that. It may even just be a bit that's been worn away going round a winch or going round a block and constantly, if you're on a ratchet for example that only goes one way, when you let it out there's friction that gets involved. So you might just be melting away some of the strands, and it gets to a point where if it's slipping back and forth, then you don't want that piece of rope anymore.
Is it 9 o'clock now, so